I've already reviewed the NP-01S. It's a great small mouse, check out the video in the description. This will mainly be focused on the XEO, but I'm including both because they're very similar in features. It's mainly the shapes that are different. Okay, so the Vaxee is basically Vaxee's version of the G Pro Wireless. There are some Vaxee style design elements to it though, like with a flatter top, so it fits into palms a little better. The hump is a tiny bit different, and feels like a little less curvature on the sides. I've always ranked the G Pro Wireless high, but that's mainly for the low weight wireless and technology. The actual shape has never been a favourite for me. Shape wise, I prefer mice like the Razer Viper, but I think the Vaxee NP-01 shape is actually better than all of them, with the NP-01S being a close second. The XE feels only slightly bigger, with the dimensions being about 5.9cm at the grip width, 12.3cm for length, and about 3.9 for height. And the buttons are nice and low at about 1.9cm where I measure it, which are very similar dimensions to the G Pro Wireless. So what's the difference? It's mainly in the subtle details on the shape. So notice from the back, the XE has that more flat shape that I mentioned. It's like the Zowie FK series, and because of that, it feels fuller all the way through to the buttons. So you notice the G Pro X has more slopes side to side on the buttons too. I'd say the XE is slightly more comfortable, but the sides seem to have more curvature on the G Pro Wireless shape, so those are a bit better. But these differences are really minor. I'm guessing most people aren't going to even notice them. That also means I can just show you the G Pro Wireless hand size recommendations, and they're pretty much right. Also, if you're wondering if these differences will affect your aim, I don't think they will. Maybe slightly, but very little. The weight will though. With the G Pro X Superlight weighing 60 grams, the XE Wireless is a fair bit heavier at 76 grams, while the wired weighs about 67 grams. I always recommend a lower weight, but if you do want a higher weight mouse, these could be the choice for you. And the NP-01S weighs about 69 grams. They all felt fine in game, they were fun to use. It wasn't that long ago that we were using 80 and 90 gram mice. You can still play well with them. I just find aim a bit better with lighter mice. I'll cover weights a bit more in a future video. Anyway, here they are next to some other mice for the idea of the size. And they're all pretty safe and versatile shapes. Can't really go wrong if you like these kinds of mice. Performance wise, sensor seems all good. I just put it through the usual in Quake, and obviously fine in game too. Latency seems good, on par with the Death Adder V3 in the bump test. And in case you're new to Vaxee mice, they have the debound setting underneath, where you can also change DPI and polling rate. And speaking of buttons, here's a listen to the clicks. Left and right are pretty nice, a bit of a dull click to them, but fairly quiet, and easy to press in. They've updated the mouse wheel on the NP-01S Wireless, and I think it's their best so far. Fairly quiet and with good tactile steps. Really happy to see that change. Side buttons on the NP-01S feel a bit soft and mushy, but travel distance is okay. I prefer the sharper clicks on the XE. That said, I was fine using both, it's just a preference thing. So overall, pretty good on the buttons. Wish they had included the top button on the NP, but that would affect the weight more too. The build quality is solid though, no creaks and cracks, feels good. Just a slight rattle when shaking them. Not sure what that is, but I only noticed it when I was shaking them. Feet all good, cable soft and flexible enough. Could be a bit thinner for the wired maybe, but it was fine in use. The texture is what you'd expect too. It's smooth, looks good, feels good. And that brings us to the conclusion. These mice are what we've come to expect from Vaxee. Well designed shapes, solid shells, maybe a bit heavier than I'd want, but great for people who don't like the super light mice. Also glad to see they've got the wireless tech right. Didn't have any hiccups, so I'm looking forward to seeing more shapes and wireless mice from them in the future. Where they rank? Well, the list is based on lighter mice being better. So despite the shapes and everything being good, my recommendations are the lighter mice. That said, as always, you should find what's right for you. And if you're happy with the weight and want the pro style mouse that focuses on performance and doesn't rely on software, which is basically keeping to the old Zowie philosophy, then these are great choices, especially because the buttons are so much better now, mainly talking about the wheel. Okay, hope that helps. Thanks to Vaxee for sending them out for review. All thoughts are my own of course, usual links below if you want to help support what I do. Sub, like and share, catch up.
enemy team eliminated. You win.